Diaz Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking smack at it. Bye. In a Menudo in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and very appreciative, man. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you, man. Let's get this channel back popping like it used to be, man. Gunners Collective TV, you know what it is, man. So look, Compa Raider was feeling some type of way, man. And it's understandable. For those of you that don't know who he is, you know, he has his own podcast, but he decided that for no other reason to jump ship and go over there. Not really jump ship, but just latch on and jump on to that No Jumper podcast, right? How he jumped over there, if you can't jump, if it's not allowed, if it's no jumper, he did it, right? And I understand that Adam 15 likes to move differently over there, right? He likes to switch things up. And so what happened about last week was Adam decided that for no other reason, he was going to change shit up a little bit. He was going to fire a lot of people, a lot of the long-time employees that he had around there. He was going to switch the game up. He was going to end a lot of the podcasts and a lot of the shows that they had because he felt that they were frivolous and they weren't making him no money. And that's what it's all about. With Adam, it's all about money. It's all about views. It's all about clout. It's all about that next big interview, that next breaking news. And quite understandable, hey, it's got to be ran like a business if it's a business. So somewhere along the line, Compa Raider is let go of. He hasn't been on there very long. And he was the new face of the Raza, the new Raza representative. You notice Adam is very diversified. He always keeps a few brothers from the streets, a few brothers with not too much credibility. You know, a white man or two every once in a while, brother. Right? And of course, one Mexican. And the reason why he keeps the Mexican, man, is to keep the Mexican viewers locked in, right? He had Duno. People were locked in with Duno. He had AD, T-Rail, all these different characters. And then all of a sudden, you know, it switched up. And then it was Brick Babies, DW, Flames, Lushes. Like a gang of times. I thought Lush was back. Then he's not back. Then he's back. He even had G-Face. The notorious, infamous G-Face was there for a second. Shit, even Milk showed up, right? For a podcast or two. And then Compa Raider shows up. And Compa Raider, man, brought some legitimacy and some complex ideas to the podcast. I'll say that, right? Now, I've never been a big fan of Compa Raider. Some of his views I distrust, but I have nothing bad to say about the guy. I've never seen him caught up in a bad situation that he hadn't, that he wouldn't fight his way out of, you know? I got to respect the man for standing on his 10. Got to respect the man for standing on his morals, his values, and basically saying what he's going to say and stand behind it and double down. So I can't hate on that man whatsoever. You know, he's doing what he does. He's the face of his podcast. He's the face of the Mexican, the Raza community on No Jumper. And that's just what it is. You know, I was very surprised that Adam would even hire this guy because he's very outspoken. But at the same time, I understand that Adam likes the controversy. So, of course, he was right up his alley. Now, he also employs another guy there that's probably the most controversial figure on planet Earth. On Power! Cash Jones, Wack 100, right? Damn, we have a long history. Damn, we've had some back and forths. Damn, there's been a whole bunch of smut thrown on my name via that guy, man. But who hasn't? I mean, he still has to CJ Diggs. He still talks about this guy and that guy. But that's just Wack 100. You got to love him or hate him or whatever, right? When it comes to Cash Jones, man, there's no love-hate relationship between me and him. And I don't hate him, definitely, nor love him. It's just whatever. He's there. I'm here. We're going to do it like that. Now, Wack 100 has been quiet lately, okay? Hasn't said too much. He gets in what mixes he wants to get in. I could say, you know, I've seen some podcasts where he did, man, where he was respectful towards the Raza. And I think either he was G-checked or he just realizes, man, it's better to play comfortable and it's better to play smooth, man, with the Mexican people rather than rock the boat. Because at the end of the day, them idealisms are not flying on YouTube. You know, YouTube has a big Mexican presence, a big Raza presence, and we ain't going nowhere, Holmes. And that's just the way it is. I think we're pretty firmly established now. So anyways, back to Compa Raider. For some reason or another, him and Wack 100 get into it, okay? They have a dislike for each other, whether it's just something that Adam's running with for views, it's something that's all set up. You can't trust No Jumper, man. They set a lot of the bullshit up. Just because if there ain't nothing going on, they stir controversy and make shit happen. And of course, I already told you guys, that Adam is the king of controversy. He's the king of instigation. He's instigator 101. It's what he does, right? Adam 16, aka the instigator, aka the butt plug, aka the he'll do whatever he's got to do for a view. That's him. So when Adam shakes up the No Jumper podcast, there's plenty of casualties, right? And one of the main casualties was Compa Raider. And he went on a podcast and he felt some type of way. And he felt that Wack 100 was the plain devil's advocate? The devil's advocate, right? He was all up in Adam's fucking wet earlobe, licking it, whispering sweet nothings in his ears and telling him basically what he had to do. Basically, just like he said he would do, Cash Jones has taken over No Jumper and he's the voice of reason. And he's dictating that program. Adam acts like he's the boss, and maybe he is in name, but not in value. Wack 100 is basically calling the cuetes over there the shots, telling Adam what he should and shouldn't do. And who could deny it? Wack 100 is a self-made millionaire, mouthpiece for years, manipulation tactics for centuries. He's been doing it. He was able to work his way into the music industry and do that. And so now he's in the podcast game and he's been running them streets. So he got at Adam, allegedly, according to Compa Raider, and basically dicked the whole place up. Told Adam to get rid of everyone, start new, refresh, restart, rebrand. Let's do this, right? Of course, Wack ain't going nowhere. His show stays popping. Him and Adam stay discussing all the trending topics. And it's basically the same show all over again, just with different names. Adam plays the nice role and Wack plays the bad cop, good cop, bad cop. And he checks Adam and whatever. Well, I seen a podcast where it was him and Adam and they were speaking on things. And Wack kept it real. He kept it real and he told Adam, you're always doing this shit, man. You're always instigating drama and trouble. And I think it was more along the G-face lines or the criminal being a snitch or whatever it was that they were talking about, they were discussing. I forget, man. I watch it for a second or two and then I'm like, fuck that, right? But Wack stood pretty firm in his beliefs, man, and G-checked Adam once again and told him you're always instigating shit, So now, Compa Raider's feeling some type of way and he goes on a podcast and he says, that he wants to see Wack, that he wants to see him in real life, that they can knuckle up and go round for round. He'll put Wack 100 on his pockets. Now, I don't think he's just saying it to say it. I truly believe Compa Raider believes in himself. He believes he has the hands to do that. He ain't scared of Wack 100. I think anyone that's ever been around Cash Jones, Wack 100, is not intimidated. He's an intimidating fella if you don't know, but if you've ever met him, he's only this tall and butt ugly, right? So he's not really intimidated by him. He's of an understanding that Wack 100 has pull. He has strategy. He has a lot of people behind him. Well, he used to have a lot of people behind him. I'm not sure his hood is, but he's had a lot of people behind him in more ways than one. But I'll tell you this, Compa Raider's not intimidated by him. And so he called him out. Now, one thing about Wack 100, when you defecate on his character, when you slander him, the first thing he's going to say is that you're clout chasing on his name, that you're utilizing his name for views when he's sitting there with a white man who's doing the exact same thing. No race involved, brother. I got love for the woods. Here's a shot of coffee, right? But at the end of the day, man, for as much as Wack 100 has always said the white man this and the white man that is taking advantage, he sure allows Adam to milk him for views. Now, I'm sure he's getting paid, though. He's getting paid like he weighed, so it's all good. But at the same time, man, instead of having his own podcast with his people and prospering that way and keep pushing, he's decided to sit down with Adam and let Adam milk him for some feria. I guess old views and values don't change much. So anyways, Compa Raider's feeling some type of way. So he calls Wack out, shits all over Wack and says Wack was behind this whole scheme to renovate No Jumper, to get rid of all the roaches, as Adam would like to say, to start new and fresh, right? But he's the only one that stood back. Maybe him and a couple others. I'm not sure if Sharp got kicked to the curb or Poetic Flacco. I know DW Flame is gone and Compa Raider is gone. So anyways, with that being said, Wack 100 felt some type of way. So in perfect Wack 100 fashion, instead of clapping back on the internet and saying something, he decided to go extra. He decided to expose Compa Raider for lacking. Now, he's sitting down with Adam and he breaks out that old phone. I don't know about you, but that phone right there contains the secrets to who killed whoever, right? That motherfucking phone got Madonna butt naked in it. That's got the Kim Kardashian tapes. That's got the the George Lopez doing a Linea tape. That's got the Who Really Killed Nip tape. I mean, if Tupac is still alive, if Elvis is really that fucking white guy singing, at the church, Wack knows everything. Okay, I got the tapes on Paru. So Bubble Butt 100 definitely has the tapes, and he had a tape. He had a tape, and in that tape, it's Compa Raider lacking. Okay, now this is what I took from that. I guess there was a female driving around, and I don't know if Compa Raider was high or he was just tired, been up all night partying. Probably the last one, probably was up all night partying with the chick, and for whatever reason, this same chick knew Wack 100 or decided to reach out to Wack 100. There's some scandalous women nowadays that'll do anything for some clout or for a buck, right? And so for whatever the case is, and I know Wack 100 is like that, because I'm going to tell you guys a little story about how he got at me and was like, hey, let's go live right now and roast fucking American Cholo. Let's go live right now. And I said, nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Because then my people, the raza, is going to think that I'm choosing to go against my own gente. Even though me and Gil didn't see eye to eye at the time, I knew that's how the people would feel. And best believe at that time, Gil was roasting me. I wanted to go back at him, but I wasn't going to join, which was his opposition or the adversary, to do it, man. That's just not how I get down. And it's not a black or brown thing at that point, man, but I just know how people think. And it can't just be men, just having a discussion or rivalry. It always has to come down to race or something. It always does. And I didn't want to get mixed up in that. So anyways, he catches Compa Raider lacking. This chick records Compa Raider sleeping, and Wack 100 basically, she reaches out to him, gets on the phone with him, and he's dictating the program. Take him over here, take him over there, take him over here, take him over there. So now he shows the tape to Adam. And in that tape, Adam's flabbergasted. Whoa, right? He's seeing Compa Raider asleep. Now, what's wrong with that? Well, his awareness wasn't up. He was tired. He was sleeping. He was sleeping with some random chick, and he decided, for no other reason, he felt comfortable. But sometimes your comfortability will make you, that will expose your vulnerability. Or is that how you say it? Your vulnerability? It'll expose it, right? And he was very vulnerable at that point. Because, see, if Wack really wanted to get at him in a major way, he could have. If he was really on his G shit, like he jumped up on Poetic Flocka or whoever that was he jumped up on and wanted to start swinging on him, right? It's funny how he does that to people he knows he could punk and bully. But when it comes to people that he can't, like Jay Diggs, American Cholo, just certain individuals, he hesitates, right? He goes a different route. So in this case, he went the route that he usually goes in, which is recording. So this chick records. I don't know if he bought the tape off of her or whatever, but he decides to leave a comment on his Instagram for Compa Raider, and it says, basically, man, stop clout chasing on my name. I had you. I could have got at you anytime I wanted. You're lacking. You're over there doing everything for a chick. Whatever, right? And again, man, he exposed some more of the video, and it shows Compa Raider, trying to get at the chick or whatever. Hey, look, at the end of the day, man, ain't nothing wrong with trying to get at a chick. What's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that at all whatsoever. But, this is how Wack 100 plays the game. He's very tricky with it, very maniacal. Now, how's Compa Raider going to feel? Okay? People are like, oh, he got exposed. Exposed what? Sleeping? Wack 100 was butt naked on a bed on the phone with Blueface. And that shit blew over, right? It blew over. So, at the end of the day, you could say whatever you want to say, man. I think, Wack feels some type of way. If he really wanted that smoke, and if he really felt some type of way, then he would accept Compa Raider's challenge, right? If not, he would just keep it pushing. To even acknowledge that and to double back and do some shit like that, that's very maniacal. That's devilish for reals, right? And Cash Jones, I commend you on putting in and doing your homework and putting in your work, but at the end of the day, I think that kind of fell into his lap. I think that chick overplayed her hand and shot it to Wack 100, and he probably didn't cash her out that much. But was it really worth it? Compa Raider's probably feeling some type of way. Like, he's probably angry and upset because it just shows he's lacking. It doesn't show that he's a punk or he's scared or nothing, because he was asleep, man. But Wack 100 is trying to make it look like, look, I could easily get at you. That's his tactic that he does. But when's he easily going to get at Jay Diggs? When's he easily going to get at certain people that he's picked fight with that he never likes to speak on or talk about? You're playing Compa Raider for full. I have homeboys like Compa Raider. Okay, I have homeboys that people think, oh, they're always willing to crash out. Nah, He reminds me of the type of individual, he's down for whatever, whenever. That's just what I take from just watching him. I could be totally wrong, but every time I see Compa Raider, he's a little bit crazy. Sometimes he looks like he's on a good one. But what it looks like to me is he's the type of homie that you can depend on. If you're at a party, if you're in a spot, man, he's the type that'll fucking go back to back with you and knuckle for knuckle. He's down for whatever. Win, lose, or draw. Fuck it, Holmes. Let's get it. Strikes me as that type of guy. Doesn't strike me as a scary individual by any means necessary. He's always stood firm in his views and what he believes in. You know, again, like I said, I don't agree with everything he does or says. And it has nothing to do with Northern and Southern California. It has more so to do with the type of character he displays. There's some things I just don't agree with. I'm sure there's a lot of things he doesn't agree with about me. But at the end of the day, I respect him as a man, and I believe he's a fighter. And I believe that Wack 100 didn't want to see him on no level. So instead, he chose to expose him, but I don't think it was really exposing. But of course, Adam instigated by, dropping that video as quick as he got it. And it's crazy that everyone's talking about it and feeling some type of way. You know, let me tell you guys a little inside story. Okay? So, I was on the phone when the whole myself and Gil, when I dropped paperwork on Gil, that was fake paperwork, right? I didn't make the paperwork. It was shot to me, and it was shot through someone else, and it was shot through someone else. So it went about through 3-4 different hands before I received it. We were all in the dark in it. None of us knew that it was fake AI or whatever it was, whoever initiated and originally made it up, right? But I'm here to tell you it was fake as fuck, right? Didn't look that way in the beginning, but as you started to really read through it and look, you could decipher, man, the points. Of course, it involved the American Cholo at that time. And I've done a whole apology since then. And I stood on my toes as a man and said, you know what, I was wrong. I was in the wrong for ever dropping that. I was in the wrong for trying to fight back, because he used to clown and talk shit about me being non-active or a dropout or whatever. And then the next minute he'd be like, I'm not gangbanging either. And so I just felt some type of way. We didn't get along. We still don't, but I don't really mention him too much. He doesn't mention me, but this is relevant to the story, right? So anyways, prior to that paperwork shit, about 2 weeks prior, I had gotten a hold of Wack 100's phone number, his actual personal phone number through a mutual friend. And I just sat on it. Wasn't sure if it was real or not, but whatever, right? And my friend had actually got at him and was like, hey, set up an interview. Because I wanted to set up an interview, see where his mind was on with the J Dig shit and whatever. It never came through, so whatever. So one night, myself and Dubs are doing a live. We're having a party. We're doing a live. We're drinking. We're having a good time. And I decided, but Wack 100's name gets mentioned because of the song Six Finger Wack or whatever it's called, right? And when it gets mentioned, I'm like, I'll call him right now. I was a little faded. We call him. The energy, he answers. The energy he's putting out is he's being cool. He's being professional in his willings and dealings. So, of course, I'm not going to talk shit to him. Dubs didn't talk shit to him. Just because we give the same energy we get, And even then, man, try to keep the fucking caca off the internet. We could talk behind the scenes about what we need to talk about. And there was a lot of people, hey, roast them. Hey, where you at? You always talk shit, man. Talk that shit now and tell them this and tell them that and then whatever, right? You could feel however you want to feel. At the end of the day, man, if you're being respectful, I'm going to be respectful. If you're being disrespectful, we'll talk behind the scenes and we can get disrespectful on a different level, right? We don't need to do it over the internet. I've been there, done that. It's not a good look. So I have his number, right? I talked to him, like I said, on the live. Didn't call him back. No texts, nothing. It was just what it was. The shit goes down with Gil, right? The paperwork thing, the paperwork fiasco. And I'm on the phone with a homegirl and a homeboy. 3-way. We're just chilling, chopping it up. And I get a phone call. And this was maybe an hour after I dropped the video. And even after dropping the video, I was getting a lot of hate and a lot of whoa, because it was a shocking thing. And I was kind of like, man, maybe I should take that video down. I should have did my proper homework. This is on me, So I'm talking to my homeboy and my homegirl, discussing it with them when I get a phone call. And it's from Wack 100. And the first thing he says, you got that work? And I said, what are you talking about? He said, you got that work. Now, what I didn't know, what a lot of people knew, but I wasn't in the loop, was that he had already pulled up to, I guess, Gil's house, allegedly, rang the Ring doorbell and all that, and then left. And then he was out there yelling that Gil wasn't home, or Gil was scared. Gil was home, Gil saying he wasn't, whatever, right? That's their business. But I didn't know all that shit was going on with Gil, so I felt even more like shit when my homegirl told me that this was going on. And I was like, wow, man, when it rains, it pours. I feel bad contributing to all that mess because that's real life. Someone coming to your house, you know. You see what happened to Norby's pulling up to somebody's spot, place of work. It gets ugly, it gets tricky fast, right? So I'm kicking back and I'm like, all right. He's like, where's the work? You got that work? Now my homie, he doesn't know my homeboy, my homegirl on the other line. I told him, be quiet, let me talk to this cat, right? So they're hearing everything. So they can vouch for this, right? And he's like, we'll go live right now. On your channel, let's go live right now and roast this motherfucker, right? He was so happy to roast Gil and to get at Gil, right? And I was like, hey, bro, let me get back at you. Let me get at you, huh? You know, so I hang up, tell the homeboy and homegirl, I ain't gonna do that shit. That fool's tripping, bro. He's gonna have all the raza hating me. And look, I'm gonna tell you exactly what the raza is gonna say. You know, I don't add preservatives. They're gonna say, oh, he's choosing a black guy over the brown people. That's what they're going to say. And it's the same thing that the black people would say, oh, you're choosing a brown man over a black guy. It's the same thing. It always gets racial, man. It's crazy that it does that. And I'm not a racial person. I don't give a fuck. I see a man not for pigmentation, but a man is a man. You're either a disrespectful man or a righteous man. That's just what it is. But you're a man. And white man, black man, and brown man. That's it. An Asian man, an Uso man, and fucking the Stay Puft Marshmallow man. That's it, right? So I'm kicking back like, nah, I ain't going to do that shit. But that showed me the manipulation tactics. Then later on, he went in on me, made some fake ass fucking conversation, texting, and whatever, you know. I let that shit go, man. I'm not tripping off Wack 100. But this shit he's doing with Compa Raider, that was just context to the story of how he's quick to want to jump on shit. And then he talks about other people clout chasing. You know, he wanted to jump on that gravy train. So everyone does it, man. You know, is Compa Raider cloud chasing on Wack 100's name? No, I think he's truly upset because he had a good thing going with No Jumper. He felt he was established, firmly established in a place of employment, and he feels like Wack 100 is the guy that allegedly got him fired. That's the truth of the matter. That's what really is going down. We're going to see what happens. I'm sure Compa Raider feels some type of way, and Wack is acting like nonchalantly like it ain't no big deal, but he's quick to show the video, man. And that's cold. When you have receipts, man, there's nothing you can say. But what did he really truly expose? That Compa Raider was asleep? I think what he meant to show was that he was lacking and that he could have got at him anytime and that he's not on the same level in the big leagues because, I mean, if you could easily fall asleep with some random chick, anyone could bop your head off. And that's true. You know, Compa was slipping. If Wack was that type of terrible motherfucker like he proclaims he is, he could have did some bad shit to him. It's just cold-blooded how women set you up, man. I've told stories about it in the past. I got some more coming. In fact, I got one coming tomorrow, man. That's going to trip you guys out. It's a cold twist, and it's just a cold twist, okay? So make sure you guys tap in. Anyways, with that being said, let me know what you guys think, man. Again, trending topic, you know, not really a big issue, I don't think, but it just shows you the maniacal ways of how Wack 100 plays the game. And what do you guys think about Compa Raider? Was he lacking, or is he going to clap back, or is this going to keep on going? Are they going to have a celebrity death match, or what the fuck's going to happen? Are they going to thumb wrestle? I don't know, man. Either way, I know Adam's going to be instigating some shit. So with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle to strive, the strive to struggle. I'm going to continue to do what I do right here on Gunners Collective TV. Make sure you tap into the collective clips. Bing! Hit that notification bell and go show some support. I appreciate you. Gracias.